It's like he said before, they seem to be mostly children's stories. Forcing myself still, I patiently awaited the fruits of his labor. Irina? Fenrir's voice called for me, this time more urgently. With great reluctance, I pried my gaze from the small pile and towards Fenrir. What is it? About the other night. My stomach dropped. Why was he bringing up the other night? Did he really connect that night to why I'm looking into Fae? How is that possible? I tried to do something, anything, that would stop him from asking me whether they were related. This would show that you are nervous about something. This would show it too, but this is more evidently than this one. So let's just change. Oh wait, let me help you with all those books, Fenrir. Before he could voice his suspicions, I moved to carry the books in his arms. Oh, you don't have to. Before he could finish, I had already grabbed some. Fenrir stammered as I stole some of the books from him. My chest tightened as I guiltily watched his flustered reaction at our closeness. Nestling the books into my arms, I carried them to a nearby table and placed them down gently. Fenrir followed, placing his own set of books down before turning back to me. My stomach twisted as I knowingly made this more difficult for him. But if he asked me whether I thought Fae were real, or why I thought they were real, I didn't know what to say. By the way, I wanted to talk about... Oops! I accidentally shoved the books, sending them flying off the table. The books tumbled onto the floor, scattering in a dozen different directions. Fenrir fell to his knees as he scrambled to pick them up. He's never going to let me in the library again. I'm so sorry, Fenrir. I don't know what happened. It's all right. My brows knit together with guilt as I helped Fenrir with the remaining books. A lone book peeked out from under the table. I moved towards it. Up close, the letters appeared worn and faded, the spine creased and textured, signs of its old age. I picked it up with care. As I made my way back to Fenrir, I flipped through the pages, skimming the text. When I reached him, he shifted toward me. His eyes were focused on the book in my hands. There once was a woman who yearned for nothing more than a child. But the universe was unable to grant her this simple wish, and so taking her fate in her own hands, the woman sought advice from a witch. The witch, empathetic to the woman's venture, bestowed barley upon her to remedy her trouble. Go home and plant these, the witch instructed the woman. Desperate for the gift of life, the woman heeded the witch and planted the barley. And that night the woman slept, dreaming of a miracle. But when she woke, the barley had remained barley. Weeks passed with no sign of a child. Nonetheless, the woman continued to tend to the barley given to her. Until one day, a tiny girl sprouted from the barley, no longer than the length of one's finger. This is a tale that I think... Why am I having the sensation that this tale exists? Because I'm kind of feeling like I heard something like that. A tiny girl, is this the Fae? From what I remember, she's just born that way. I believe the Fae is mentioned later, it's only at the end. It's not much, but it is mentioned. Fenrir leaned towards me and cleared his throat, motioning for me to hand him the book. When I did, his fingers moved deftly, expertly gliding over the pages as he turned them with care. It should be around here. Finally, he stopped and returned the book to me. His hands brushed against mine. His fingers flinched. Near the bottom. Finally reaching the safety of an open field, the tiny woman and the swallow rejoiced. Their happiness was immeasurable, but the woman, now eager for the full embrace of freedom, left the swallow to explore the never-ending field of flowers. For some time, the minuscule woman wandered until she happened upon another like-sized person. Excited at the prospect of meeting a same-sized companion, she approached the stranger. But when they turned, she found herself in awe at his beauty. "Ah, I don't believe we've met. Where do you come from, Fae?" the small man inquired. Fae. My eyes consumed the text, chasing after the shadow of the word that had eluded me until now. I mean, to be honest, she could be the Fae herself. Or having like a mixture and being able to see the energy, because she might have like some Fae blood in herself, I don't know. "Fae, what's a Fae?" she asked, now curious of this new word. Surprised she did not know, he responded. "Fae can be many things. They can be small or big. They can look like you and me or like other creatures. And Fae have many responsibilities. Some of us tend to the cycle of seasons. Some of us help grant wishes. I tend to the flowers of this field." The woman looked around at the myriad of flowers blooming, a sea of colors and textures billowing in the wind. "You did this?" she asked in wonder, to which the flower Fae nodded. "I don't know much about Fae. I'm just a human, as is my mother. But I've never met another the same size as me," the small woman informed him. She found herself taking a liking to the small man before her, feeling a kinship that she'll never felt before. "That sounds lonely, doesn't it?" the flower Fae asked. The woman paused, never considering how lonely it had been before meeting another like her. "If you want, I can take you with me. We can take care of the flowers together, and maybe you won't feel as lonely anymore." The woman liked this idea very much and agreed excitedly. With a wave of his hands, the Fae bestowed upon her a pair of wings, as well as a new life of adventure for the two of them. I stared at the book, eyes suddenly tired, my shoulders slumped. They did mention Fae, but why did it feel so unsatisfying? I mean, those are fairy tales. It's very hard for you to get a lot of information from a fairy tale. I drummed my fingers against the book, trying to piece the puzzle together. And those are mystical, fantasy type of creatures. So yes, you are not going to get... It kind of goes along like the poem from the grandmother. You are not going to get a lot of information or think about them in a very logical way, because they are part of fantasy mysticism, so there is no logical way to explain them. Maybe this is Fae, but a small flower creature is not what I ran into a couple nights ago. Is it not what you were looking for? I straightened, and mustering the best smile I could, I flashed what I hoped was a grateful smile. And while it was genuine, I couldn't deny my disappointment at where our search had ended. His eyes. You are frustrated. It wasn't a question, but a statement, a conclusion based on my feeble attempt of hiding my true feelings. I sighed and dropped the act. A little. I was just hoping for something a bit more informative than this. Is there anything in particular you wanted to find? Anything in particular? I'm not sure, to be honest. I guess just something more than a brief mention of Fae. Something to describe them. Something to confirm their existence. A group of voices interrupted us. A voice smooth and silvery in tone rang out louder than the rest, followed by a familiar figure that emerged from the shelves. Cain. Their golden eyes stared back in surprise before settling back to their usual demure expression. You know them? Yeah, we met a couple of days ago. They are the reason I'm working with Central right now. You work here? Fanir, Irina, I didn't expect to see the two of you here. You are in the library, I'm the librarian. Like, how can you say that? True, but it's rare to see you leave your front desk, Fanir. I leave my front desk. What could be so interesting that it's pushed our Hydra to search amongst the books himself? It's my first time in the library, and I was looking for something that was a little obscure. So Fanir decided to help me. Fanir shifted closer to me, the slightest smile crossing his lips at my attempt to defend him. Oh. But Fanir, don't many people come here with obscure requests? And still not a single move from your desk. Do you two perhaps know each other? No. Yes. Fanir's fingers found mine. Hidden from Cain's view, I suppressed my surprise at the sudden contact. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Really? Because he seems kind of like the shy type. He gently squeezed my hand and I struggled to make sense of it. Maybe I should just play along? So you've met Fanir, but Fanir hasn't met you. Am I hearing that correctly? Cain's playfully tone only made Fanir's body more tense. We've met in passing once, but we don't know each other beyond that. I wouldn't do like this. I would be dying to see the other person's face with me telling the truth. I'm just like that. I'm so like, that's why I'm saying that I'm not a kind person. I am the type of person that I like to see the other persons in a conflict way, you know, like when they are like, I don't know what to do. Yeah, so I'm more evil than kind because I'm that type of person. I would be like, oh, I'm just going to mess with this guy right now. Of course, they get really pissed, but I'm kind of like that. I chose to take the lead, hoping it would clear things up in a way that wasn't suspicious to Cain. Cain observed us, scanning both mine and Fanir's face as though the truth were etched on them. Is that so? What a coincidence, you've run into each other again. Well, don't let us ruin your fun. Excuse us, we were just passing through. Cain continued past us, but not before pausing beside Fanir and whispering something low in his ear. What are they talking about? My eyes swept over Fanir, searching for a hint of what Cain had uttered to him. But there was only a soft blush. Yeah, he's blushing. And slightly irritated look on Fanir's face. Did I dare ask Fanir about Cain? No, just as I have my secrets, Fanir surely has his. Irina. Don't tell anyone about the other night if you can. My brows rose at his sudden request. I'm not supposed to be using my powers like that. I could get into a lot of trouble if anyone finds out. Yeah, but I wanted to see the trouble in your face. I am so evil like this, but I have like this. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, I'm so bad. But I have like this thing of like trying to see what the other person is going to look like in certain situations. And I think this goes along with the way of me being very honest and straightforward, you know. So I'm like, so you have something to hide. Now let's see your face when you have like a complicated situation going on here. I was caught up in the moment and didn't know what else to do, but could you just keep it between us, please? It finally clicked what Kane mentioned to Fenrir, the denial of our meeting, what Fenrir had been trying to tell me before. Is that what Kane whispered to you? Yes, they are annoyingly perceptive. They said they wouldn't tell anyone, but that I should be careful. I'm trusting you with this. His words were genuine, no hidden threats or demands for silence. I nodded, curious but not wanting to push the subject. Satisfied, he led us back to the front of the library. If you want to take those books with you, I can check you out at the front. You can check me out right here if you want. My God, what a way of putting it. I have to check you out at the... Let's just go. I tried to hide my grin as I watched Fenrir turn his back to me, not missing the blush that coated his cheeks. Still reflecting on what Fenrir had revealed to me, my mind flickered back to when he had saved me. In here, like, still reflecting on what Fenrir had revealed to me, my mind flickered back to when they, because he said he considers himself a they, right? When they had saved me, as I considered the true depth of Fenrir's actions. Not only did they save me, but they also put themselves at risk doing so. Why is his use of power? Yeah, they're kind of changing it in here because... oh, maybe not. Wait, maybe I'm messing with Etza or something, right? Oh, maybe he is he. Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe it is. Maybe it was me. My fault. I was probably confusing with Etza. Why is his use of power so restricted? Who's keeping him in check? Yeah, probably. I probably messed with Etza. I shook my head, already feeling overwhelmed by my own unanswered questions about Fae. This was not something I needed to dwell on. But I was certain about one thing. Thank you for everything. Silence was his only response as he continued to make... Yeah, they continue to put the he, so yeah, it's probably that. Response as he continued to make his way to the front of the library. But when I looked closely, the tips of his ears were draped in a familiar rosy hue. A small smile fell on my lips as we continued to weave through the maze of shelves in comfortable silence. As I headed home, I realized I had some free time on my hands. Let me check. So, I don't think we can do Isa or this Kuna guy. So, I'm going to keep thinking about these ones. So, right now, Kane is like the lowest one. Probably. It's kind of funny that we only spent like one time with Etza and it moved it like so high. Huh. It's been a while since I've been able to take some time for myself. Maybe I should do something. Let's go. We passed the time in the river and then we went to the cafe. Let's go to the market. Maybe I could go to the market. I've been meaning to restock some of my supplies. Or should I invite someone? It's kind of like... So, I'm thinking about going with Kane again, but it's kind of bad for you if you just keep seeing the same person. I'm like, should I get like Atza or... Because I already went with him. We passed some time with Fenir right now, so I don't want to just go to Fenir right next. I am tempted to get Kane because he's the lowest. Oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Hi.
Hey Kane, are you busy right now?
I always have time for you.
I rolled my eyes. Through the communicator, I could hear Kane snickering to themselves. Well, I had some time on my hands and I was about to head out.
Is that so?
Yeah, but the person I was thinking of inviting doesn't seem to be behaving right now.
Oh? What a shame. I would have loved to come.
Will you be good?
Aren't I always?
Do I have to answer that? They laughed.
I'm kidding. I can head out soon. Meet you there?
Sounds good. See ya. Looks like I'm early. The orange glow of the stall lights mixed with the sunset cast over the market. Come here often? See, once again, he doesn't have the voice acting. Yeah. This looks like a Matsuri. A Matsuri, it's a festival in Japan. It looks like a festival in there. And yeah, and the background is good. Come here often. Already bringing out the pickup lines. Are you going to make me regret inviting you? I give my word that I'll be on my best behavior. To be honest, I haven't been feeling like he's been like the real troublemaker kind of guy. Because she's like talking like you are the troublemaker guy. But I haven't had like a moment in here where I would feel like, oh, he's like the real troublemaker kind of guy. He's just a bit of a teaser, nothing more. He held his hand over his chest. The other was raised at his side as if swearing an oath. Swearing on your life? Only the best for you. We entered the market together, now alive with the rush hour of customers. The smell of freshly baked bread, hot, steaming food, and earthly herbal florals greeted my senses. Oh. I slowed next to my usual healer's stall. Now we're talking. Kane peered over my shoulder before chuckling upon seeing the stall's wares. A healer through and through, aren't you? Listen, this stall is the best place to get herbs. Everything here is fresh and fragrant and has the longest shelf life you could ask for. You don't say. I do. Kane hummed before searching through the items. So then this ginger, what makes it the best? Just smell it. He quirked a brow before smiling and obliging. I couldn't help but grin when their eyes widened in surprise. Smells strong, right? You can already tell how good it is. So then, this chamomile? Grind it up, and you'll have the most vibrant yellow you could get your hands on. None of the other stalls come close. Oh, this is fun. Kane pulled item after item from the stall. The sparkle in his eyes only grew as we continued. Alright, what about... Wait. You're going to make me forget what I came here for. I needed to restock. They laughed, and I was surprised at the warmth in it. Apologies, I got swept up in the moment. Don't let me distract you. Kane winked before motioning to the stall and surprisingly leaving me to my own devices. Okay, finished. As I turned back to the market, I was surprised at how dark it had gotten and how few people there were. Where did the time go? Is there anything else you needed? This is my only stop. What about you? I'm alright. It's getting late, and I'm afraid I've asked for too much of your time already. Kane, I'm the one who made you stay at this stall with me. If anything, I've asked too much of your time. Impossible, I could never have too much of you. Still, is there anywhere you want to go? You aren't too tired? How delicate do you think I am? All things valuable are delicate. Oh my god. Very well, you win. There was a jeweler we passed on the way in. Okay, let's go. When we arrived at the jewelry stall, delicate bracelets, intricate earrings, and lustrous rings glimmered back at us. Iridescent opals, jeweled sapphire, cool quartz, an entire rainbow shone under the bronze lighting. Pretty, I like this. I like what? I have tons of allergies, so earrings is always like, hard for me. A ring kinda gets in your way when you're working with things with your hands, so why not a necklace? A light sparkle off the different facets, a mesmerizing kaleidoscope of colors. It's beautiful. Oh, you scared me. Boo. Are you going to buy it? Did you see the damage I did buying my own supplies today? Besides, I wouldn't have many reasons to wear this, considering my line of work. I placed the necklace back before stepping away from the stall. That was enough shopping for one day. I also feel that, for instance, because I was actually thinking about that. It's not the case in here, but when you are like starting a relationship, I think it's a lot more, I don't know, polite, let's say it, for you to start giving something like a earring, sorry, or a necklace than actually a ring, because a ring already has like another type of connotation. So I think it's more polite for you to start by giving another type of thing, like more like an earring or a necklace. Kane joined me shortly after we headed for the exit. I'm saying this because I met a guy that he was interested on a girl, and the place he decided to go on a date with her was inside a ship, and he decided to get her a ring. And I was like, you know what, this plan that you made in here may not be the best. I mean, it can work with her, but it wouldn't be the best for like most of women. And why am I saying this? You are going to confess to a person in a place that is confined. So imagine she wants to reject you and she's inside of a ship. She doesn't have like a lot of freedom to escape the situation. It's a ship, it's confined. And you are giving her as a first gift something that already implies a lot of commitment. And this is why I was saying that, for instance, if we are talking about the first gift, you should not start with the ring. I think it's more polite, unless you already know what are the feelings that the other person have towards you, okay? That's another thing. If you're not certain, it's more polite to start with something like for your ears or a necklace or something, you know, a bracelet, than something that already implies a lot of commitment, even at the start of a relationship, because the other person may be like dwelling and thinking, is this something that I really want or not? So for me personally, and as a tip for any guy that might be watching this and might have like ideas for a date or for what gift, like if you are intimate with a person, if you already have like a history with a person, it is fine to go on a date on a ship, you know, somewhere that is confined, and gift a ring. If you are not in a relationship with a person, if you are still very fresh, starting, do not go to confined places when dating, and do not give gifts that already carry a lot of meaning and responsibility with it, you know? Do not start like that. And that was like the best, like the guy was like, that person got completely stupid with me because he was like, oh, you are the one that is wrong, and it happened. Like the girl didn't care about him anymore. So, you know, what I told him, because I was thinking as a woman in a situation like that, what I told him was actually the right direction of it. Because I was like, she's going to feel confined in there, you know, for a date in the beginning. So this is just, it just came out of nowhere. But yeah, so when I was like looking at those accessories, I was like, yeah, maybe like a necklace or something, you know. Kane joined me shortly after as we headed for the exit. You don't need a reason to wear that you don't need a reason to wear what you like, you know. I do if it's going to have a price tag like that. Kane held up the necklace that I had just put down seconds before. What? Kane, you bought it. Consider it a gift. Gift for what? Your birthday. It's not my birthday yet. My birthday already passed. How did you know it's my birthday? I'm going to like, you have no imagine. I am such a teaser. I'll be like this. They simply winked. It would not be like my birthday, and I would just joke about it. I couldn't possibly accept this. Keep it. Kane, please. I already bought it. Besides, this would never go with my complexion, see? He held the necklace up as if to make his point. And in the light of the setting sun, the necklace stood no chance against Kane's dazzling features. The vibrant scarlet of his hair, the glimmering gold of his eyes, no gemstone in the world could compare. You are right, it doesn't suit you at all. He smiled before stepping behind me, slipping the necklace around my neck. Stunning. Thank you, Kane. I mean it. It was subtle, possibly a trick of the amber light around us, but I swore I saw the faintest blush dapple their fair skin. Together we left the market. Easy flowing conversations and laughter filled the air as the shadows of an approaching night settle over the buildings. Yeah, this is another thing that I really like about the script in here. See, it's something that I've told you about, like on other visual novels. See how they just put like 2 lines. I don't even know if they put 3 sometimes, but like this is like great. You only have like 2, 3 at most. This is the best you can have for your eyes when you're reading like a visual novel. Not like 5 lines or something like that. It's even messy for the eye. I mean, you want to read a book, you go read a book. There's a difference between reading a book and reading a visual novel. The chill night air settled in. Shadows cast by the town lights danced around me. The sun left, and with it fear edged its way so easily back into my mind. I pulled my back closer, closed my eyes, and slowly exhaled. Don't tell me I'm afraid of the dark now. But with all the recent nightly encounters, it wasn't hard to see why. Something moved in the shadows, but there was nothing there. I shook my head, trying to ignore the rising fear that was clouding my mind. A growing shadow, a figure, followed me. I turned it again. Nothing. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get like this because of my asthma. My heart pounded in my chest. Breathe. Again, I pulled my bag ever closer to me, as if it could shield me from the darkness. But I couldn't shake the idea that someone, something was following me. The hairs on my arms stood up. A familiar sinking feeling made its way into the pit of my stomach. I pulled my communicator out. It shook in my hands as I considered who to call. Maybe I should call... Let's call another one. I'm going to call Etze, because I was thinking about him the last time. Oh, but Etze is like a healer, right? He's not going to help us much. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're just doing this. But before I could dial, I heard it. The low, velvety voice that haunted the dark corners of my mind.
Looking for me?
Before me, emerging from the shadows themselves, was the stranger who had attacked me. My thoughts sounded distant, smothered by dread. My body trembled, flooded with fear. How was this happening again? But this time I wouldn't let it end the same way. Latching on to something, anything that could snap me out of it, I summoned my voice, forcing myself to ask him the first question that came to mind. Are you Fae? Nice night tonight, isn't it? Are we going to small talk? To be honest, I thought she was going to ask something else. Like, who are you? And not just presume that he's a Fae already. Do you understand? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't presume already something. I would just like, first, you know, the foremost question that people actually ask, like, who are you? But I don't want to kind of like smoothering it with small talk. Okay, are you Fae? My voice rang out clearly and without hesitation. Focus grabbed hold of my body as it did.
Now, where did you learn that, little one?
So we are the little ones. I stepped back, muscles tense, ready to bolt away at the moment's notice. I won't let him get close to me this time, I swear it. Their eyes wandered up and down, and I thought they would pounce, move faster than me with those inhuman reflexes. But instead, he leaned it back, throwing his hands up in surrender.
Relax. I won't harm you this time.
It's just, he said from the beginning he was looking for her for a really long time. I do not think this guy, I think the other guy may be a fair. And I'm even thinking maybe she is a fair too. This is me presuming things. And because she is a fair too, she cannot see the other guy's energy. This guy, I'm thinking, this is me, like I didn't saw nothing about this, okay? I am just making conjectures, a little conjectures in here that may be wrong. But since I saw this guy the first time, I am because he was like saying I've been looking for a long time. I like, what if? Because they were like saying that all of the dragons were extinguished. What if one of them was left behind? What if this guy is actually a dragon? And it could be because remember that they carry the energy. It was not something that you would see probably around them, like the drakes. So I'm like, maybe it's that. This is just me talking, okay? Maybe it's nothing like that. I'm just making presumptions in here, okay? This time,
I've received feedback that my approach last time was a bit rough.
a bit rough. You basically manhandled me. They paused, brow raised in surprise, before they chuckled, a deep, slow, nonchalant noise. Did I say that out loud?
All right. I apologize. I didn't know what to do at the time. I'm a bit new to this. I hope you'll forgive me.
They cocked their head, eyelids lowered, watching me like how a wolf might its prey. My stomach twisted into knots, and yet I ventured further. I wanted answers. And he was going to give them to me. Not going to answer my questions?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say. Are you going to run away now that I've refused to answer?
My blood pounded against my temples, making it hard to think, to focus. He chuckled again, amused by my silence.
I already told you. I won't go near you. If you want to run away, run away.
I think this voice actor was one of the guys that entered the what was the name of that one? God. The other game, whatever. You will come eventually, yes, as always. Their words were like a challenge I couldn't back down from. I stayed rooted to my spot. What are you at liberty to say then? They grinned, satisfied, almost excited. Something dark and dangerous flashed in their eyes.
Not much if I'm honest.
Because, I mean, he may have like some kind of horns too. I don't know. Because he has a hood on it, on top of it. So I don't know.
What do you see when you look at me?
What is that supposed to mean? What does it mean indeed? The gift of sight, something many believe holds a universal truth, when in fact this is hardly the case. Color, distance, clarity, all are perceived differently between individuals. This holds especially true for you, does it not? You with the ability to see energy. Tell me, Irena, with a gift so extensive, how do you differentiate between what others see and what you are able to? Do you know how to? You do? Extraordinary. I'm curious, would you indulge me with a demonstration? With the demonstration of who he resembles? Was that the question? Whom he resembles? Okay. None of them, honestly. Red hair, gold eyes, dark hair, green eyes, light blue eyes and hair. Sorry. This is like this. I think he had like blue eyes too, but like white hair. I don't know what to say in here. Huh? The object of your affection, perhaps. Okay, maybe the question was another type of, because they were like saying, who does he resembles? So I thought it was like in a physical way or something. I was like, he doesn't resemble any of them. It is not for me to know. So when you wish to see the world with a new lens, what is your process? You press Q. I'm unaware of what that is. Perhaps it is something only you can access as the seer of energy. And to see the world as others do, what is your process? You press Q again. It's kind of like funny because Q is very related to mystery. Q. Fascinating. Not only do you possess the gift of refined sight, but you also possess the ability to turn it on and off as you see fit. I wonder, is this the answer the silver-haired one seeks?
What do you see when you look at me?
I didn't understand the question before, honestly. I don't know if I understood the whole thing in here. What do you see when you look at me? Yeah, that was kind of like the question that I thought we were answering. It has to do with energy. Wait. Realization hit, and I cursed myself for taking so long to notice. You have no energy.
So they were right about you.
They? Right about what?
That's all I can say. Sorry, little one.
Well, you said they. And who designates themselves as they in here? Kane? Oh, maybe Kimura in itself could be like, I don't know if he was they too, right? So Kimura? Etsa? Because apparently Fenrir and Druk designates themselves as he. So, and he was like saying they. Huh. It could be our mom too. I don't know. The apology was an afterthought, ingenuine, but my mind raced past it, no time to reflect. They had no energy, just like the golden-haired stranger. Their lack of energy was no coincidence. This man was telling me to notice it. He knew he had no energy. Because he was a being that existed outside of the laws of our realm. He was a creature that defied logic. The word that had eluded me all day tugged at my mind, forcing my attention. Fae. There was nothing else it could be. This wasn't an evolved overtaken. This was a Fae. So not only are they real, but I'm also talking to one in the flesh. What do you want with me? How can I help you? To what do I owe the pleasure? So a real Fae wants something from me. I would be more sarcastic, probably using more like these two. Do I want to be more sarcastic or kind of like... This is more sarcastic than this one. I'm going to be sarcastic. I can't waste this chance. I need to get some answers. I flashed as charming of a smile as I could muster, wondering if it would even be effective on a Fae. Their smirk widened, their eyelids lowered as they stepped forward. Shadow and light danced over their taunt muscles. I stiffened at the lessened space between us. They paused before returning to their original spot, perhaps remembering their earlier promise. But the look of temptation didn't leave their eyes as they stood there, watching me more intently than before.
You know, many would consider it impolite to ask so many questions without answering any yourself.
And what exactly would you want to ask me? He paused, staring at me with an incrucible expression.
Why are you a healer?
Why am I a healer? When people are in pain, they can be unpredictable. They lash out and hurt the people close to them. As a healer, I deal with that on a daily basis. It's not always easy, but if I didn't help them, those people who are suffering would be alone. I wouldn't want that. I wasn't sure if my response was what he was looking for. But it was the truth, and I didn't want to pretend like it wasn't. His amethyst eyes regarded me, glimmering with an emotion that was difficult to decipher. Interest? Disappointment? Satisfaction? Does that suffice as an answer?
It does. And now that I've answered your questions, I'd like to ask another one.
What?
How do you decide who to heal?
I had let my guard down. They are more talkative, but that doesn't mean they are going to relinquish these answers freely. I answered, vowing to be more careful after the harsh reminder that this man was not on my side. I don't. A simple response. Two could play at that game.
You're annoyed.
It was a statement with no room for questions, now that I knew I could play the same card.
Come now. I was just playing earlier. Give me your true response, and now return the favor.
His voice swirled around us, lingering in the air, toying with my mind, as if his words were caressing me, urging me to respond and give him what he wanted. I grit my teeth, struggled to fight back. I help whoever needs it. If someone asks me to help, I help them. It's as simple as that. So I don't decide who to heal. I heal everyone. My body relaxed upon answering, as if freed from the stranger's shadowy clutches. I glared, angry they had still gotten the answers they sought, while I still had nothing. What was that just now? He didn't like it, our answer. Did I seriously just waste another question?
I really shouldn't answer that. But since you've been so good tonight, I'll reward you.
Heart Cage. That was the game I was like telling you, the Heart Cage, right? I think he has the voice actor that did Luke. It was Luke? Luke? Yeah, I think it was Luke.
That was one of my powers. Though, if I'm being honest, you shouldn't have been able to sense it so easily. Your awareness of dragon energy must be quite thorough.
Dragon energy. That was one of their powers, but my ability to sense energy helped me?
I must say, this has been quite interesting. I have to thank you for entertaining me tonight. But I regret to say our time for tonight draws near.
I mean, he didn't deny that he was a fae, so maybe he really is a fae? Maybe we are the dragon? Maybe something like that. I don't know.
Until next time.
Because when they start, how to put it, when they start a story talking about something that does not exist anymore, I always feel compelled to think that, but there is still one, you know? I always feel compelled, because otherwise, why would you talk about dragons in there? Oh, they just don't exist. End of the story. I don't think so. It's always related to something. It's like, you kind of do that when you compose a story. Wait. Night itself seemed to engulf them as their silhouette disappeared before me. My thoughts raced through the answers they had given me, the questions that remained. Where did he go? Out of the corner of my eye, the air seemed to shimmer. Whether it was a trick of the light, the moonlight, or something else, I didn't give myself time to ponder. I read about you at the library, about Fae. Nothing there matches anything about you. What? My lips parted, but the words I was searching for failed to reach my tongue. What are you? What are Fae? What do you want from me? A million questions racked through my mind, but I knew deep down I wouldn't be getting the answers to any of them.
The library?
His voice whispered through the shadows.
I don't think you'll find much about me in that stuffy little place.
Is he kind of like able to read our minds? I don't know.
If you want to know more about me, all you need to do is ask.
His deep voice purred into my ear, and something caressed the tips of my cheek. I whirled it around. But where I had earlier felt his presence, I was now met with nothing, and I knew he was finally gone. A glimmer caught my eye. Small particles floated in the air like starlight, just like the other night. So that was from him as well. Oh, so remember that we stared at the starlight the other time? And there was a guy staring at the starlight too. So they probably know each other. Maybe it was just the starlight of this guy going out, because they were like talking with each other. Could be that. I sighed, bringing my hand to my temple. Turning towards home, I felt overwhelmed. My mind and body reeled from all the answers, or lack of, and these new mixed feelings towards the stranger. Did you control yourself this time, Kuna? Yes, and you were right. She responded much more positively this time than last time. I can't believe you manhandled her. Yeah. As I was suspecting, this guy then is probably Kuna. And this guy that is talking to him is probably like the blonde hair that we found the other time. I don't know, I'm just thinking about it. Actually, I can't believe it. Perhaps you've forgotten Kilum. Oh, no, Kilum. If it's Kilum, it's not going to be that Isla guy that I saw, right? But it's dangerous for us to be seen. At the time, I didn't think I had a choice. It's like Kilum, isn't it related to dragons too? That name, I don't know. Well, we're lucky she was willing to even give you a chance, given your previous behavior, Kilum. I think it's related to dragons. Ahem. So, did you end up learning anything this time, Kuna? She will be able to help us, I'm sure of it. And based on tonight, I think there is a way to convince her. Medina? Apologies, I never thought a day like this would arrive. Agreed, I was surprised myself. The court could use this, even if it's just for the sake of hope. Continue observing her until it's time. We must be careful, otherwise everything could backfire. Understood. Make sure you don't scare her off again. Be good. Don't worry, you have nothing to worry about. Fading Dusk, Chapter 3. Is this going to be really long? Oh my god. I paced through the halls in search of Druk, finally ready to tell him myself after last night's ordeal. Where is he? He's nowhere to be found. I turned another corner, and he isn't answering their communicator. As I rounded yet another corner, it wasn't Druk I found, but a decent enough replacement. His hair shimmered fiery in the light, and his eyes shone with the color of liquid honey. Dusk floated in the air, dancing around him as he gazed into the clearing. It wasn't a scene I had seen before, this glimpse into Cain when he was alone. It's like that time during our picnic. Can I help you with something, or are you here to enjoy the view? Should have known that wasn't going to last long. Well, I had a question. Here to ask how I get my hair so luscious, or perhaps my skin so soft. Maybe you like to ask me on a date. I kid. How can I help you, Irina? So, I filled Cain in on the reason behind my search. My encounters with the stranger, the seed my mother planted in my mind, the cryptic questions about my healing. I told him as much as I could and what I thought of it at all. I was planning on telling Druk since he had offered to help me before, but Cain stood beside me, silently absorbing everything. Are you alright? Alright as I can be, given everything. Cain smiled, leaving the topic at that. I just don't know what to do. What if I run into one of them again? If protection is what you want, protection is what you'll get. Simple as that. I'll be devastated should anything happen to you. Their words were reassuring, and I certainly felt safer under their promise. And yet, similar to my conversation with Kimura, I couldn't bring myself to accept their offer. Just as there was a force that pushed me from the Fae, yelled at me to run, there was another in equal opposition that pulled me to them, beacon for me, sorry. Against all reason, I wanted to know more about these Fae. Penny, for your thoughts, dear Irina. Would you judge me if I said no? No to the protection? I nodded. Of course not. But may I know why? I can't help but want to learn more about them. There's so much I still don't know. Who are they? What are they capable of? Why my healing? I know it's dangerous and reckless, and it's natural to be drawn to mystery. His eyes were gentle, without a hint of judgment, just as he had promised. That being said, we can have you traipsing into danger. Surely there must be a way to learn more about these beings without placing ourselves so close to one. The silver-haired stranger's words whispered to me. If you want to know more about me, all you need to do is ask. Yeah, let's not do that. I'm sure a certain someone would be all too eager about that. I've already tried the library. My mind ran through everything I'd learned about the strangers, the lack of energy, the strange magic, the starlight. The starlight. The golden-haired stranger had examined it. The silver-haired one had left it behind. That has to be my best bet. They are both connected to it. One of them has always left something behind. It's small, but it might give me some kind of lead. Perfect. I only ask that you bring someone with you, just in case. Not protection, just a friend. Bringing someone along would help, not just for safety, but also to have another set of eyes on it. Who did I want to bring? I want him. I think I like him, because he's like a teaser like me, and I kind of like him, and he seems to be nice. Do you want to go with me then, Kane? I'll be honored, though if this is your excuse to spend time with me, all you need to do is ask. You wish I wanted to spend more time with you? You wish, I'm sorry, it was not a question. It was like, you wish I would want to spend more time with you. I do indeed. Always so quick to flatter. It was your suggestion to bring someone with me, so now you have to pay the consequences. Gladly. Shall we head out then? I'll do my best to make sure nothing happens. Wow. With words like that, you actually sound like a drake. They do say I'm one of the best. Many would pay good money for these personal services. Wow, I'm flattered. Kane laughed alongside me as we made our way outside the central. This is where I encountered the silver-haired stranger. The sun was high in the sky, the area transformed from the darkness of the night before. Let's see. Will that starlight still be here, or did it disappear already? Would it stay for hours and hours and hours on end? I don't know. There. Oh, it would stay. That's strange. Find what you were looking for? I absent-mindedly hummed as I pursued that faint glimmer. This is their magic, isn't it? A soft luminescent sheen filled the air, and I reached out. But I was met with nothing as my fingers swiped through empty air. Swiped. This is what I was telling you about. Like, I'm reading it raw, which is like, sometimes I read and then I'm like, oh, it's not like that. With energy, I could feel a tug, a pull, a presence. But here, nothing. But last night, I know I felt something when that man cast his magic. So why are these particles so empty now? Actually, were these particles there when he used his magic? Come now, I was just playing earlier. Give me your true response and I'll return the favor. I couldn't remember. See, like, his sentences, like they, because it's not a he. Their sentences are written in purple. So they are connecting colors to each one of them. So they could use in the nameplates, you know, it would be nice. Perhaps these particles weren't their magic. Perhaps these particles were simply a product left behind by their presence, like the echoes of an after image. I tried to push back the disappointment rising in my throat. If these particles weren't their magic, what answers could I possibly find in them? Are you alright, Irina? Just frustrated. I left bitterly at the dead end. The stranger who attacked me leaves this light behind. And it's here, but I don't know what to make of it. I feel like the answer is staring right at me, but I sighed, aggravated. Kane squatted beside me, abandoning his temporary patrol spot. How can I help? I'm not sure if there's anything you can do to help. If the particles hold no information... Kane smiled. That mischievous glint in his eye shone. Try me. In what way? This... I gestured toward the floating starlight. Is what I thought could give me a lead. But it's not giving me any of the usual feedback I get from energy, and if I can't learn anything from it, if this is a dead end. I'm sorry, Irina, what exactly am I looking at here? Yeah, that's why I was like, try you. How? I mean, I know it's subtle, but if you just... Here, look. You see this shimmer in the air, the way light bends and moves here? Irina, I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Our eyes stared into each other, Kane's with remorse, mine with disbelief. Am I disappointing you? I apologize. No, maybe you are missing it. It's hard to see. Let me show you. Move them in a better position. Point at the starlight for them. I mean, I thought she was already pointing when she said like, oh, look here. You know, I thought she was already pointing. Okay, this one is more unapproachable. This one is more approachable because you get closer to him. Let's try this one. I stepped behind Kane, motioning towards their shoulders. He likes the physical contact. That's why I was like, do I want to have more physical contact, or it's just like use my hands to point to something? This is like the moves that you need to think about. Oh, this is nice. Enjoy it while it lasts. I wrapped my hands around their broad shoulders, soft but firm to the touch as I searched for the best angle to see the light. Here, do you see? He's seeing another thing. Irina, I don't think I see what you see. What? But the gift of sight, something many believe holds a universal truth, when in fact this is hardly the case. So only I can see it? Like how only I can see our energy? I wasn't sure what the significance of that was or how everything tied together. But at least it was a start. Success? I think so. The strangers can use magic. It's different from our energy, and yet I can sense it, feel the magic when they are using it, see the remnants of it linger in the air. So then, what does it all mean? I'm not sure. Maybe it's related to my ability to see energy, maybe it's related to why that stranger is targeting me. I don't have all the answers yet. But I know it's more than what I was working with before we came here. Kane chuckled beside me. Well, you seem to be in a better place compared to this morning. I'm glad this helped, even if my hand in it was small. Kane, I couldn't have done this without you. Without you, I wouldn't have known this was something only I could see. I wonder if this situation would have been the same if we had brought Etza. Because remember, Etza was like saying that he could like sense or see at least a little bit. So now I'm kind of wondering if I had brought Etza with me in here, if the situation would have been different. Plus, I didn't get attacked, right? Not that you were here for protection. Right, I came just as a friend. Or perhaps as something more. Whatever you came as, thanks, especially on such short notice. And for listening. Kane rose from his squat, offering his hand to me. Careful, Irina, or I just might fall for you. You said it like it's a bad thing. Only if you can't handle me. I'll be happy to help again, should you ever need it. So it's Mom. Wait, slow down. You're telling me that you think Fae exist? I don't think, I know. Honey, I told you about them as a joke. How long have you been looking into this? I know it's hard to believe, but for some reason I couldn't let it go. And today I found a clue. After last night, that silver-haired stranger left something behind. It was energy, and it wasn't. I don't know how to explain it, but I've never seen anything like it. So you think these strangers that you've been running into, they are Fae? Well, there is like something that it's kind of like related to Fae, which is like the changeling. Could it be like one of those cases? No, I mean her. I'm thinking about like maybe she could be like a changeling or something. Like I keep thinking that there is still like something going on with dragons, but since she's talking about Faes, and after that conversation of Kuna with the what? The Kilum? No. Kilum. I think it was Kilum. I don't know. Whatever. I'm like, could she be like a changeling or something? You know, a Fae that is like left behind. Yeah, remember that we had like that story about the mother wanting to have a child? Could she be a changeling? Whatever. I'm just like thinking about things in here. From Grandma's silly little saying about mysteries of logic and fate, where nature's laws don't apply, Yes, Mom. While I didn't appreciate her tone, I couldn't blame her reaction. So then, what does this mean? Are you going to tell Central? Well, someone from Central already went with me. Really? Who? Kane. Oh, getting close, are you? Mom. Just kidding. I wanted to learn more about Fae before telling everyone else. All I know is that they don't use energy. But what do we do with that? I still don't know what they are capable of, their motives, what Fae really even are. You know, there's this ritual Grandma had. A ritual. To be honest, I don't know what it's supposed to do. It never really did anything. But since her teachings have gotten us this far, maybe it's worth a try. You don't know what it's meant to do. Didn't that seem risky? I can't say I remember. Sorry, baby. If you don't want to do it, we don't have to. But you're so hung up on this Fae, so let's do it. Okay, I'm just going to take a pause in here because I need to drink some water, something, then we continue.